I'm very pleased to be able to attend the opening of the range program funded by the Dutch government. I represent Mercy Corps in the Netherlands, and this is my first visit for the organization. I'm very happy to be here. We arrived in Samburu yesterday. We had a visit to the Nawiri program funded by USAID. One of the things that was very important that we took away from that program is the importance of working together. And I think you listed them all, Alison, the many different partners here in the room, be it local organizations, local communities, lots of representatives from different county governments, the University of Twente and others. I think climate challenges that we see across the world are too challenging, too big for one actor alone to resolve. So we need each other. We need to join hands. We need to make use of each other's expertise. But in particular, we need to be working with local communities and local government. I'm very pleased that the two governments of Kenya and the Netherlands recognize this, and that the Embassy of the Netherlands in Nairobi has decided to continue the commitment of our government in the last couple of years on climate investments, that they've committed to continue that and have decided to fund the RANGE program. The RANGE program, I think, for Mercy Corps in Kenya is our second biggest program, and we really appreciate the substantial financial investments that the Netherlands government are making here. Over the next 5 years, I'm looking forward to follow this program and to reap the results of all the collaboration, all the expertise in the room, and I wish you success with the program. I want to turn the mic to the Executive Director for Mercy Corps in Europe, Harpinder Kolakot.
Thank you so much, everyone, and welcome as well. First of all, let me just express my grateful honour to be here today, and to our Excellencies, the Governor, Deputy Governor of Isiolo, Deputy Governor of Marsabit, and I think we've got the County Secretary from Samburu as well, and also His Excellency, the Deputy Ambassador from the Netherlands Embassy too. It's a pleasure to be here with you all, and it's so exciting for me to be able to be here and participate and learn a little bit more about the RANGE program as it gets off the ground and as we launch it here today. But more than anything else, my role here is to, first of all, tell you a little bit more about what Mercy Corps does, why we are here as an actor, and why the work that we do with you matters much more holistically as well. So as Robert said, my role is Executive Director of Mercy Corps for Europe. We sit as an organisation that is working across 40 countries around the world, and Kenya is one of our flagship programmes, and we do some incredible work here with communities. As an organisation, our vision is very much to work with communities to help build their resilience from climate-related shocks, but also shocks that come from conflict as well. And some of the work we do is in some of the most challenging and difficult places around the world. And I, for one, am so proud of the work that we do with our partners, but also the teams that play such a big role in working in complex environments around the world. And it's no different here in northern Kenya as well. Our outcomes, our organisation focuses on 4 specific things: food security, water security, economic opportunities, and peace and good governance. And all of the programming we take on, we aim to bring these together in a multi-layered way so that we're addressing these outcomes to make sure that communities become sustainable to climate and conflict-related shocks. One thing we all know, we are going to experience shocks on a regular basis. They keep coming. The climate is changing fast, and it's also contributing to a number of the conflicts that we're seeing around the world and also in the region. And so for that reason, I was very grateful to be able to be here and present to join the opening of the Range programme, because it brings together that focus around how do you take areas such as the rangelands here and ensure that we're bringing in methods and approaches that build in food security for the local populations, for the communities, so that they become resilient to the fast-changing climate, but also that we're thinking about how do you improve the economic outputs and the potential that the areas, the drylands have with regards to the future as well. So economic opportunity is critical for us, and partnering with the private sector is another important part of a lot of the approaches that we take in our work to ensure that we're creating the markets to be able to survive into the future despite the challenges that are there at the moment. So I'm delighted to be here with you today. I'm delighted to be able to partner with the county governments in this programme, and also with the Dutch Embassy as well, to take this forward. We'll be watching closely over the next 5 years what we can learn, what we can build on, and how we take the work forward with you all today. Like I said, our partners are central to our approach as an organisation and the way we work. And I really look forward to hearing your stories and how this work changes the lives of people on the ground that you're working with on a daily basis. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much. And with that, I'm going to invite the Deputy Ambassador to come and provide his remarks.
Thank you very much. For Marsabit, and as well the County Secretary for Samburu, colleagues from Mercy Corps, from FCDC, from the University of Twente, my own colleagues from the Embassy, and other colleagues here in the room, all protocol observed. Deputy Governor, I wanted to mention just 3 points which I think are important for us to add on the stories already mentioned this morning. That's one is how this new program, the Range program, which is, by the way, a 5-year program with 50 million, but also with a perspective of 15 years, because we think we have to think much more long-term. But the 3 points I wanted to mention is how that fits within the broader relationship between Kenya and the Netherlands. Secondly, as well, how that fits within a renewed and an important focus on the ASAL region as a potential, as the opportunities which are there in the ASAL region. And thirdly, as well, it is all about coordination, as also the director from Mercy Corps Netherlands mentioned already. On the first one, that broader relationship is for us important. Maybe you don't know, but the Netherlands is, for Kenya, its 3rd export destination after Uganda and after the US. Sometimes we are second, sometimes the US is second. So the 3rd export destination we are as the Netherlands for Kenya. But we are also always in the top 5 of investments in Kenya. So a couple of other countries, but we do big investments in the country of Kenya. So that relationship is for us very important. But that relationship comes with something else. It's not just about trade for the Netherlands, or trade for Kenya. It's also about inclusive trade. It's also about sustainability and development. Those 3 components are important. And that's also when we launched, together with the government of Kenya and the people of Kenya, our new strategy for the coming 3, 4, 5 years. It's built on those 3 pillars. It's built on economic cooperation between Kenya and the Netherlands and supporting economic development in Kenya. It's built on the agenda of leave no one behind. That's about persons, that's about girls, boys, queens and kings, one of the other programs for Mercy Corps. But that's also about the different counties, the more rich counties, the ASAL countries, and the other counties. So how are we building that in our programs? And thirdly is about resilience, stability, and security. How can we cooperate in those areas as well? On the economic part, we are working on 5 different top sectors. Obviously, the agriculture sector, the flowers, you all know, but also the agriculture more broadly. But it's also about logistics, cold chain logistics, get products to the market, internal, domestic market, or external markets, via Mombasa port towards Rotterdam port, via the airport, to the rest of the world, etc. Thirdly, it's about health and life science. And fourthly, water, and fifthly, also the energy sector. So that are the 5 sectors in which we work. In all those sectors, we're trying to see how we can strengthen trade and investment between Kenya and the Netherlands, between Kenya and the East African community, and Netherlands and the EU, or even broader to the rest of the world. But it's also to see on where should we unblock the bottlenecks. How can we improve the business climate so that investment, so that private sector can develop itself, so that trade and development can help. And what can we do in terms of supporting in those 5 sectors as well, economic development, together with youth, with a gender lens as well. So that's what we are doing in a lot of sectors. But we feel as well, if you look at that economic part, you have to think as well on stability and resilience. And we talked about it on climate change. And we have seen it over the last couple of days. That's also the reason why your 3 governors are today in Nairobi to discuss about the flooding. That's also why we were there as the embassy, together with other embassies, the US and others, also with the Deputy President, to discuss about how to support the flooding. But climate change is coming somewhere, and it's there. So what can we do in terms of climate adaptation? What can we do with this kind of programs? And therefore, as well, this program we think is important. So now looking at this program, and coming to my second point, that's about the importance of the ASAL region. We sincerely believe that there is an enormous potential in the ASAL regions, whether it's here in Isiolo, or in Samburu, or in Marsabit, where we've been discussing a long time with Governor Ali on the cooperation as well as Lake Turkana. Whether it's in other counties, there is so much opportunities which are there, which we think we should support, work together to unlock those potentials. And that's why we thought this program could help. We have been working in Isiolo, in Samburu, and in Laikipia with a previous program, the LISTEN program, some of you might know, together with SNV, also to see, okay, how can we work on climate adaptation, climate resilience, but also linking it a little bit more to the private sector. With this new program, the RANGE program, we hope we can go a little bit further and really thinking as well, making that link with the private sector. Because we believe sincerely, yes, it's important to have the different projects. It is good and fine also for us as the Netherlands to support with our funding. But that's just a little bit. In the end, it's about investments and trade and economic development, which is very important to get that done. So we really hope that this project will contribute to end climate resilience, but also finding more and more opportunities to link it to trade and investment. There are more projects we are doing in that regard. That's also supporting to, for example, the FLOCA program. That FLOCA program is the financing of climate-led programs at county level. That's basically about the devolution. That's also about the discussion we had yesterday in the ward with the Madam Chair from one of the wards here. It is about that devolution process. And funds should come sometimes from development partners. Funds should come from investments, but also from Treasury, and making sure that it comes from Treasury to county level and will develop and will support the priorities of the counties. The priorities of the counties in Samburu, in Marsabit and in Isiolo, the priorities of the ward. So that's also why we support with the FLOCA program with the World Bank, together with Denmark and with Sweden, this program, to make sure that more funds are coming from Treasury to the counties, and that also the governments of the counties can be in the leader, can be in the driver's seat, to make sure that there is cohesion and coordination. And that brings me to the third point, and that's coordination. We do see a lot of activities ongoing, funded by the Netherlands, funded by the US Embassy, funded by other partners, funded with domestic funds, etc. All kinds of very interesting initiatives. But I think we need to start linking the dots much more and much better as we have been doing in the past. So that's also why we urge in this new program, both to the three partners, Mercy Corps, FCDC and the University of Twente, but also to the implementing colleagues in 3 counties, Samburu, Marsabit, and Isiolo. Make sure that we make those links. Make sure that we use the county coordination mechanisms in those 3 counties. Make sure that we talk to each other and that we really make the difference this time, that in 5 years' time we can be happy. That's my last point. When we do an intake, it's called an intake at our embassy, when we do a new program, when we discuss as well the ideas my colleague Joris and Maxi had about this program, working as Mercy Corps, my question is always, and when are we happy? And I think when we are happy is when the governors are happy in the 3 counties. But it's also when we see that Madame Chair from the ward is happy and does see a real change on the ground. That's also the chairperson we met yesterday in our visit together with Mercy Corps to the livestock market. If the chairperson there is happy because he sees that the quality of the livestock is getting better, that the farmers do see that the grazing areas are much better, that there's a better plan for integrated water management, and we really hope that we can see those differences in the next 3, 4, 5 years. And that's not about meetings here in the room, that's not about sitting alliance to sit in this room, that's really to see how we can make those differences for the people in 3 counties. So if they're happy, we will be happy in the next 5 years, and we would like to continue. We would like to make the link with investments and other opportunities. So I would like to wish Mercy Corps, FCDC, University of Twente, together with the counties of Isiolo, Marsabit and Samburu, good luck with the implementation of the program. Rest assured that we would like to be not just a funding partner, but an economic partner, a strategic partner, to work together to make this happen. So good luck, thank you very much, and we look forward to the next couple of years. Thank you.
Thank you, Zim.
I'll cut the ribbons for you. Let's clap for Isiolo County. We have the pleasure of having Honorable James Lowassa sign for us the agreement. Thank you. Thank you very much. So finally, let's take our seats. Thank you very much. So finally, we have the host county, and I'm told there are members of the national government. There is a county commissioner around, please welcome. There is NDMA representatives, Honorable James Lowassa from Isiolo County, accompanied by the CECs, the chief officers, the national government officials present, please come forward to sign the Isiolo agreement. Officers from the county government of Samburu. Thank you very much, Honorable County Secretary. Thank you very much. Appreciated. So we have the next county government. Marsabit County Government, we request the Honorable Deputy Governor, Mr. Solomon Gubo. With the presence of the CECs and the chief officers from the